Hi guys and welcome to another FIFA 23 Icon SBC video. I'm not going to do a review of this Petr Cech card because I have no doubt there's probably a good 5 to 10 reviews of them already up on YouTube, but I thought we'd do a video having a look at his SBC and my reasonings for why you should be doing it. And there is more than one reason of why you should be. Of course, EA are releasing these daily Icon SBCs in preparation for Team of the Year. We had Kaka yesterday. Also today we've been given another one of the daily login upgrades. Make sure you get involved in those. And then a couple upgrades for both defenders, midfielders, and attacker packs as well. Quite a few packs around that I definitely recommend you getting through completing the SBCs. Now with Petr Cech, it's 3 segments to this card, and I'll say that because you can't count these 2 segments: bronze rare squads, silver rare squads. If you have to go and buy players, no more than 2,000 to complete either segments. But the chances are you probably already have this in the club, so that's great. So then what are you left with? You're left with an 84, an 85, and an 86. With no team of the weeks. It's insane value for money. And there are 2 reasons, 2 arguments to be made what you should do with this Petr Cech. The first argument is you're putting low-end fodder in 84s, 85s, and 86s, and in return, you are getting something far higher in rating than what you have put in. You're getting yourself a 91 rated card. Now, either your options could be to use him, and I'll make the argument in a second for why there's good reason to use this card in game in your teams, and then there is the argument to use him as high tier fodder for other player SBCs. Jairzinho has a few high segments of 88 rated, Zidane's SBC is still live, and I believe his highest rated segment is an 89 rated squad, and throwing in the 91 is going to make a big bit of difference because I don't think any 91 rated cards, I think you're paying 80,000 coins minimum, and when you're having to pay that, it does really add up. And I certainly experienced that when I was completing Zidane. I lost almost all my coins completing him, but I still got him eventually. But there's the argument for that to throw him into some of the other high tier Icon SBCs, or to wait for when Team of the Year comes round and we're going to be getting some insane player moments or flashback Team of the Year cards, where some of the Team of the Year cards will be well in excess of 90 rate. We're talking like 93 rated, 94 rated, and having a 91 Cech as fodder to go into those is going to be a massive help. The other argument that you can make is to actually use him, and there are arguments in this because 6'5", great for a goalkeeper, so he's not lacking in the height area. In terms of his stats, I don't know how much you can read into goalkeeper stats in all honesty, and I say this because I often tend to find, I've got 89 rated Alisson, who is fantastic, and as far as I'm concerned, an 89 rated Alisson can be just as good or just as bad as an 81 rated Nick Pope. And the same applies between an 81 rated Nick Pope and a 94 rated Prime Icon Yashin. At times, either of them can be absolutely insane in this game and save 20 shots in a game. And then in other matches, they'll concede 8 goals. So I don't think you can read too much into the stats, but just look at areas in that he's good in his height at 6'5", which does help. And he has some useful player traits. Team player, nothing too much to look at in terms of that because it doesn't really have any impact at all. Long throwing is going to be great for counter-attacks. Cautious with crosses has both negatives and positives in my mind. Positives in that sometimes when goalkeepers just rush out, they can be caught in no man's land a little bit, and their goal area is just unprotected. Not great if the defender or the opposition player is able to get to the ball first. But then cautious with crosses can also have a bit of a negative impact in that sometimes goalkeepers, we know when they come, not always the case, but sometimes when they kind of come out from a corner to try and collect the ball, they usually win it. They don't often get beaten by the defender. So if he's cautious and staying back, if a 6'6" defender with insane heading accuracy and power, maybe has the power header trait or something, gets onto the end of the header, he only has to put it left or right of the goalkeeper and then it's probably going in. So the cautious with crosses trait could potentially be good in game, and then also could have negatives at the same time. But ultimately, I think there are both arguments to using him in your main team and using him as high SBC fodder. I definitely think that everyone should complete him and try and use him at first. And if you're not a fan of him, he's going to be great SBC fodder. So it's not the end of the world. At least you're going to get use out of him in a big high-rated card going into a player like Jorginho or Zidane that you know is going to be insane in game, or whatever flashback Team of the Year players that we're going to get during the Team of the Year promo. But personally, I think everyone should be doing this SBC. I think you're mad if you don't do it. He is there for the next 78 days. But I'd be encouraging everyone to probably complete it within the next few days, really, whilst their Team of the Year is here, because fodder is going to be extremely easy to come by. And if you don't get a Team of the Year in the packs that you've saved, at least you can go away and complete these icon SBCs, complete some of the lower tier ones, certainly in the case of Petr Cech, and you got an enter card to either use in game or to throw into another player SBC that you know is going to be insane in game. So there's plenty of choices, but make sure you do this SBC. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all later.